year. And we're going to have this thing going. Eric Bruton is our crew chief. Fatu Sissoko are our officials here today. Reese finding Cardoso. Puts it back too hard off the backboard. Still gets it. She's got those soft hands, and she puts it back just like that.
And that's going to be really important for Cardoso and the Chicago Sky here today. Teresa Weatherspoon told us before the game, we need to get back to the inside-outside game where they're coming off of a loss against the Mystics. They want to clean some things up.
Caitlin Clark's first shot. She drives, penetrates, hits it right side. And Clark coming off a 7-point performance in a win against Atlanta, the last game that the Indiana Fever played, has had trouble shooting the basketball in the last couple of games consistently. Mabry inside, and another two for Chicago.
A good ball movement there for Chicago, but you're right, and you know, Caitlin Clark still continuing to maintain her confidence, and you said it, has had a little practice time.
This is a Fever team that opened up 11 games in the first 20 days of the season. Practice time just wasn't an option. 9 seconds on the shot clock. The Fever will take it from the baseline. Let's go back to their first bucket.
Good to see Clark getting to the rim and really being aggressive to start the game. And they'll need a little more out of that from her because she is being covered a lot for her three.
Good entry pass and a post feed. Aaliyah Boston, who's coming off a 27-point performance against Atlanta that had tied her career high. She's hot.
Yeah, she had a monster game and she's starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. Struggled the first few games of the season.
Mabry penetrating, taking Christy Wallace off the bounce. Tough coverage defensively here for the Fever as Clark brings it across. Handling the ball here. And a foul call against Angel Reese. That'll be her first.
I saw Angel Reese trying to full front that time in the post. And she told us she's just gaining more and more confidence. That's the big change that she's seen throughout her season so far as it's continued.
Well, I'll say so. I mean, coming into today, 5 straight double-doubles. Only a few WNBA rookies have done that in the history of the league. That's how good Angel Reese has been. Boston gets another touch. It blows past the Sky defense.
You see how Clark kept her dribble alive there. That was important on the pick and roll, and she was able to find Aaliyah Boston rolling to the rim. Those two have good chemistry right now.
Mabry leans in. The mid-range jumper is pure. That could get her confidence going. She only coming off a season-low 5-point game against Washington.
Teaspoon telling us she's just overthinking, so she just needs to stroke it.
Kelsey Mitchell tries, scoops, scores.
Tough drive. Mitchell downhill, there's no one quicker.
Mitchell had a team-high 18 points in that first meeting against Chicago. Cardoso gets another touch, avoids the double team. Fever will reset, 14 seconds on the shot clock. Indiana coming in with a 4-10 overall record. The Sky 4-8. Boston penetrating. Cardoso gets it from behind. The old South Carolina teammates duking it out.
And before the game, there's some tips being given about each other since they've played together in college in terms of how to cover one another.
Kelsey Mitchell with her first personal. Yeah, both head coaches saying, you know, Aaliyah Boston shared some stuff about Cardoso. Cardoso shared stuff about Boston.
Listen, when you're practicing every day with the same players, you have some tips.
Let me ask you this. Angel Reese, hardly any touches, though, offensively for the Sky. No shots taken yet.
I'd like to see her get some touches for sure, because when she does get it, good things happen in the paint. And that was something Teaspoon kept harping on. Get it inside. You know Cardoso's going to get some touches too.
All 7 shots have come from 2 players, and that's one of them, Mabry. And Cardoso gets blocked by Boston. Returning the favor back the other side.
And this is where Chicago's tough, Lisa. The boards.
First attempt for Reese, rims out, but she gets it right back. She is the best offensive rebounder in the league.
And Christy Sides told us we have got to find a body on Reese.
Clark gets freed up from up top. She opens up 2 for 2.
Confidence builder. She's going to find her rhythm and get those shots, and this crowd is really behind them.
Allen between the legs, lost it, it's off Allen last.
A nice defensive play for Clark as well, and you see this screen, on-ball screen, and just catches the defender off.
First turnover for either team. And Clark penetrating, opens up 3 for 3 with a quick 7 points.
And see, her ability to space the floor is what opens up her penetration game. And what a start. I think we've seen the physicality between them, and both coaches told us that that's the past right now. They know they've got focused on themselves and fine-tuning their skills, but yeah, you've got to be ready for some bumps and bruises in this league for sure.
I love seeing a rivalry renewed too, as well as Reese goes pump fake. They close her out on the baseline. I mean, Sky and Fever, a few years ago when you've got Lynn Dunn as the head coach, Pokey Chapman as the head coach, it was fast and furious then. Blocked by Smith.
And you just want the league to be known for its competitive nature, and that's exactly what Teaspoon was talking about to us pregame. Compete, go win, go with your schemes, and that's what it's about. Play ball.
Sky have a clear offensive rebounding advantage right now, 6-1 advantage. A heavy dose of that coming from Reese. Miscommunication between Reese and Mabry, and here's Kelsey Mitchell. A one-person break sometimes.
The Sky are the best in the league at the old glass. I mean, that is how they manufacture extra points.
Smith leans in, that's her first 2.
Smith is such a tough player. I think she's so overlooked too. With all the talk in this team, she's another player.
And Kennedy Carter's first points. We had talked to Teresa Weatherspoon about Kennedy Carter handling the emotion of returning back to Indianapolis. Much was made about her shoulder check on Caitlin Clark at the first meeting.
Yeah, I mean, and she said, we've discussed it, and it's in the past. She gets it.
Fast break points. Mabry finishes it off. Mabry now with a quick 6 points. Half of the Sky's total here so far. Mitchell against Carter.
And the Chicago Sky are best when they are speeding the tempo up, and this is a nice job from Carter. And she's got this all day, Lisa. She can get to the rim at any time that she wants, and then up in transition. Nice job here executing, getting it to Mabry with the finish.
Personal foul against Kennedy Carter. Basket won't count. The shot clock resets to 14 seconds. Clark will be the one to take it out from the sideline. And Kelsey Mitchell, rims out.
But you like the idea. Indiana's been working a lot on their execution.
Dana Evans checks in. Now she's a sub coming off the bench, and she hits her first shot.
Yeah, and that was a decision that Teaspoon felt was just a matchup thing, and Evans is so good off the bench as well. They've all handled it well and taken it.
Samuelson with her first shot. She's kind of feeling those birthday vibes.
Yeah, that's
a little bit.
Happy birthday, right? Good ball movement.
Celebrated her birthday in her last game against Atlanta. Angel Reese with a bucket.
That reverberates for a while.
That's right. Samuelson again. Pump fake. She walked with it though. And a turnover, the first for the Indiana Fever. Let's take a look at the CarMax Never Settle player spotlight.
In the back of her head, it's not just her offense, it's her ability to see the game.
Carter penetrates. Well, she has been like a microwave coming off the bench for the Sky, but starting in her first game this season.
Carter's lightning quick.
And talk about the physicality. Dana Evans wrapping up Clark. And here in the first quarter, we have our first back and forth exchange.
Yeah, I mean, this is a foul for sure on the dribble. They want to win. Unless she's arguing that there was a push off there, but
Evans really has made a career coming off the bench, and in her 4 years, remember she finished third in the 6th player voting last year. Back in that role this year.
And that takes a lot to be a spark.
Kennedy Carter picks the pocket or picks off the pass and lays it in for 2. And the Sky, they started shooting this game 4 of 14, but they've been a perfect 6 for 6 in their last few tries. Wheeler off the bench for her first bucket.
And see, that's because there was a gamble there defensively. And you got to be so careful to pick your poison, pick your spots with gambling.
Good ball movement by the Sky. Reese up against Aaliyah Boston, who gets her. Reese is calling for a foul. She won't get it, and here come the Fever. Well, Boston has gotten Cardoso once, and now Reese a couple times.
Boston has such long arms. She has really good timing with her block shots.
Wallace, high off the glass. Aaliyah Boston, offensive rebound, putback. Angel Reese is frustrated.
And Boston is such a tough player. We talk a lot about Caitlin Clark, but Aaliyah Boston was the #1 pick last year. She clearly is starting to feel her rhythm, coming off the double-double. But she's more confident and comfortable. You can just see it on the floor.
The foul goes to Kennedy Carter, so that's her second. You see the numbers that Aaliyah Boston put up in the last game Thursday against Atlanta was fantastic. Tuesday night over on CBS Sports Network, there's more WNBA action. Don't miss as an appears to be unstoppable New York Liberty squad takes on the Phoenix Mercury at 10 Eastern. And a big win for the Liberty against the Aces yesterday.
It was a competitive battle, but they pulled it out. It really looked good. They're starting to come together. They started out shaky and they've come strong.
Angel Reese out of the game here for the Chicago Sky. Carter penetrating. You know, there's speed and then there's Kennedy Carter speed.
Yeah, I think she can continue to do that every time she gets the ball. I mean, this is where they can really pick Indiana apart, is going downhill, penetrating. A lot's going to happen out of that.
A 3-look falls. Lexi Hall, who shoots about 36% for the season, knocks down the first one.
Indiana's getting those shots because of their ball movement on the offensive end.
They're 3 of 4 from 3. Diamond DeShields now coming off the bench. Cardoso tips it to herself, finds Evans, and she pulls the trigger, not there. Erica Wheeler, one of the veterans here for the Indiana Fever. We're tied at 23, and Wheeler misses a lay-in. Izzy Harrison gets her own miss and puts it back. Count the bucket. And an and one.
And that's a really nice post up from Harrison. Initially, she had the layup, just happened to miss it. Got her own rebound, stayed with it here. That was really good hustle. This is where Chicago is ruthless on the glass. The second and third chance opportunities. Harrison's such a lengthy player.
Izzy Harrison's going to get more minutes. Elizabeth Williams out indefinitely with a torn meniscus. And the starting center for the Chicago Sky, there she is in street clothes and doing her best to be a good teammate in that role. But Harrison will get more minutes. Cardoso and Reese, we've talked about the top. They'll get added minutes. Brianna Turner could get added minutes. 1 second to shoot. Clark, I don't think Clark or the Fever knew it.
I don't think so either, and that's just miscommunication. You know, and Caitlin told us that prior to the game, that there are times where she turns it over or teammates turn it over because of just not knowing each other quite well enough and just miscues here and there. And that comes with playing together. Remember, last year, this was the youngest team in the league, and they're still really young.
Caitlin Clark has played the entire first quarter for the Indiana Fever, with her 7 points that, by the way, matches her entire total of the last game against Atlanta when she had 7. Hall closes out on the Mabry shot attempt, and Clark gives it up. That's how the first quarter will end. It's to 20.
Look at the stats, and Chicago's got 8-0 boards to Indiana's just 2-0 boards, and they've taken a lot more shots than the Fever. So that's what happens when you get extra chances. And that was a key moving into this game. Christy Side said, we've got to not allow so many O boards.
Yeah, the Sky took 11 more shot attempts in that first quarter than the Fever did.
That's huge.
And a good dose of that offensive rebounding. You heard Mabry talk about it. These two rookies, Cardoso and Reese, who defended Boston nicely.
What a matchup between those two. And she did a nice job just not fouling. Got to just move your feet and contain.
Soji Clark starting on the bench to begin the second quarter. Angel Reese still out of the game for the Chicago Sky. 6 now to shoot. Dana Evans takes a peek. A little bit of contact. Tosses it up. And it'll be Sky basketball. 1 second on the shot clock.
This is where you really need that quick hitter.
This is where you need a 6'7" player like Cardoso as a big target.
Throw it up.
Or a quick trigger by Mabry and beats the shot clock from the baseline.
She doesn't need much time, that's for sure. That'll work.
Mabry, a really hot start, 8 points. 8 of the first 28 for the Sky. Mitchell from up top. She's got another quick trigger.
And Kelsey Mitchell, she is just a pure scorer from anywhere on the floor. She's been on a team where she has had struggling offensive players, and she's really been their franchise leader.
Second all-time leading scorer in Fever history. Mitchell is, and Harrison gets tied up a little bit. A tripping foul call against Katie Lou Samuelson. Her first.
I think they're going to challenge this with the calls.
You know, you would argue it's an early time for Christy Sides
to use it
to challenge, but sometimes when it happens early in the game, that is how adamant she felt that she probably was going to win that challenge.
Yeah, I thought she would win it as well.
So no more challenges available for the Indiana Fever. If they had won, they would get one more challenge left for the rest of the game. Harrison gets wrapped up, stays with it, and a jump ball. This front court by the Indiana Fever defensively has just been on the pursuit.
Yeah, and that's been a real key for this team, is getting better on the defensive end. They know they've got the offense, and their offense is starting to flow, but it's the communication defensively and that ability moving forward, that's going to determine a lot of their success.
Ball goes into the hands of Boston. Yeah, the Fever had 3 straight defensive stops against the Atlanta Dream in their last game. And really something that they were celebrating and something to build on. Harrison, 1 and done on that Fever possession. Harrison gets the rebound.
And a lot of the defense is trust. And that takes time, and that's a nice pass there to Cardoso. You see she's going to get the touches.
$14 baskets for Chicago, 10 coming in the paint. Boston turning against Cardoso. They work it around to Samuelson, that high arcing shot. She's 2 for 2 for the Fever.
See, when Boston catches the ball, she knows when to kick it out, and I think that's been creating opportunities for her teammates to knock down shots. Samuelson
fades it back. Cardoso, another offensive rebound and put back.
You're seeing what Cardoso is very capable of. This is her wheelhouse. She's going to get the garbage baskets because of her ability to offensive rebound. Really great nose for the ball. You've got to put a body on her.
An 11-2 second chance point advantage for the Sky. Here goes Smith challenging Reese.
That's what Melissa Smith is so good at it. She's got to continue to get some touches and be assertive.
And a delay of game warning for the Fever. Melissa Smith now with 4, talking to us pregame about execution, playing through the bigs. That's got to be a strength for the Sky.
Absolutely, and that's why they're continuing to get the touches in the paint.
Mabry's their best 3-point shooter. The Sky struggle from shooting the 3 this year. The 3rd worst 3-point field goal percentage of the season. Clark steps it back to her left. Smith battling for it, takes the contact, count it. The foul to Cardoso.
And Alyssa Smith is just such an athlete, and she does such a nice job here tracking down that board and staying with it and then maintaining.
4 rebounds, 3 for 3 from the field. Can't get the free throw though. A little bit of chaos off the free throw miss. Just gotta retain possession. Seventh tie of the ball game. Locked at 32. Carter behind the back. Cardoso nearly another offensive rebound. Mitchell triples into that three-point attempt. It's good.
And you know, that's Mitchell. When she can get out and run, the 3-ball falls for her. When the defense is scrambling, that's where Indiana can take advantage in the transition game.
Fever shoot 34% from 3 for the season. They're at 71% in the first half. And we head back the other way.
And that's because of the aggressive defense. Mabry has a tendency to do that. She gets frustrated, and she used that arm bar. But they're all over her. Indiana's defense has been better.
Sold out crowd here in Indianapolis. You can feel the momentum shifting. Indiana 7-0 run. Smith looking to add to it. Allen post feed and a push on the post defense there on the block against Alyssa Smith, defending Angel Reese.
I do like the way these two teams match up. Typical post players that match up well, and then some good guards. And that's why I think you see such a competitive game between these two teams too.
Mabry this time trying to post up against Lexi Hall. Will pull up. Angel Reese snatches it out of the air, puts it back. Body bucket and one.
What a play. And that was a play for the highlight reel for Reese. This is what she does so well. Beautiful job here, staying with it. Disappointed in her level of play. And if you talk to Teaspoon thinks she should be considered for Rookie of the Year as a candidate. I mean, she's done a lot of things well.
Boy, that's going to be a tough vote.
Woo, let me tell you. It is. It really is.
This rookie class is something. Well, Reese drawing the second personal against Smith, who, by the way, got 2 fouls in 13 seconds. Makes good on the and one. And Reese blowing a kiss to the crowd.
She stays who she is, doesn't she?
Love it. And a moving screen. That's on Smith again, so she has picked up 3 quickies.
Yeah, that's a problem. I mean, they really have done well with Smith on the floor.
3 fouls in 25 seconds.
That's incredible.
Making quick work of it, and she'll make quick work heading to the bench. Diamond to Shields. You're going to get some contact when you decide to penetrate. And Diamond letting them know that she's frustrated with a no foul call on that penetration.
But a really nice play, and we know Diamond to Shields is so capable of getting to the rim whenever she wants. And the made it.
Just looking maybe for some more. She'll penetrate again off the glass. 2-point edge here for the Sky. Mitchell behind the back, between the legs. Carter now picks her up. 2 quick players. Mitchell finishing with her offhand. Count that one.
And Mitchell's got such a mean crossover, and the that one-on-one.
Keep an eye on foul trouble too. Carter now has picked up her 3rd. So Mabry and Lindsay Allen now in the backcourt with Diamond to Shields. Kelsey Mitchell playing with a heavy heart here on Father's Day. Just recently lost her father, Mark. First basketball season that she has played without her dad on the sidelines watching.
Yeah, that's hard. That's really hard.
10 points though for Mitchell here today. Cardoso gets wrapped up by Boston. Those two South Carolina players are something.
They play hard.
Clark had a quick 7 points and then's gone cold. Mitchell misses that shot. Diamond DeShields pulls up short. Here's Wallace. To a cut in Boston. This guy forgot about her.
That's where Boston is so tough. I mean, she's a post player, but you can throw it to her.
Turning back to Chicagoland, where she grew up.
Yeah, just recently announced her retirement.
I was hoping she'd play forever.
Me too. I mean, I thought maybe she'd have maybe a little more a year in there.
Samuelson is whistled for the foul. That'll be number 2 on Samuelson. Let's take a look at the upcoming WNBA national TV schedule here coming up. And you look at Connecticut and Vegas.
I'll be on the LA-New York game coming up a couple days ago.
And for more on these games, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. Clark directing traffic. Inside 2.5 left to play here in the first half. See Angel Reese's numbers, 9.7 rebounds, maybe another double-double for her here today. Clark getting wrapped up. Dana Evans has been physical defensively, and she's whistled for her second.
And she's known for that ability to defend, and they've got her on. And you know, that was interesting when we talked to Caitlin, the quickness of the players that she is playing against that are guarding her. You look at Dana Evans and that quickness.
Fever get another chance at it. Off of the Samuelson miss. Wallace for 3 from the corner. One of the rare 3-point misses here for this Fever team. Now shooting 50% from 3.
And they're getting the opportunities, and they've been hot. They've got to continue to take them when they have them.
Reese doesn't have a 3-point make in her WNBA career yet. Won't pull the trigger there. And Dana Evans will, though, her second of the day.
And a nice decision from Reese to kick it out to Evans. She saw she had her open in the corner of her eye, and she knocked it down.
Caitlin Clark scoreless since 5:51 left in the first quarter, and she post feeds Aaliyah Boston. They're building their chemistry.
They are, and she said that that's been taking place lately, and that's a really good sign for this team because the two of them have to work well together.
Now 3 assists for Clark. Boston has 8 points.
And Clark knows if she's covered, she's going to find someone.
Evans with the floater. So take a few of those for the Sky. Here's Mitchell on the push. Air ball. Well, it's an exciting time for WNBA fans. Fan voting is underway for the 2024 AT&T WNBA. Counts twice.
Already coming up. All-Stars, that's right.
Different kind of summer. Of course, there'll be a break to the season with the Olympics underway. Karina Mabry off the mark. Clark scoreless this quarter. Trying to find some space. Goes reverse style. Her first bucket since 5:51 in the first.
See how she maintained her dribble there. She didn't get too sped up. Stayed with the basketball and got a really nice reverse layup.
She's got 9 points. Mabry from up top works off the Harrison screen. It's like a foul away from the basketball.
But Clark maintaining her dribble here is what's key, and not being sped up. She just keeps dribbling. She uses that other side of the rim as basically a protection from getting blocked. And that's the kind of stuff that she's got to continue to reinvent with herself. We know she's got all those skills in her repertoire.
Well, Caitlin Clark has just picked up her first personal. That's the 5 team fouls here for the Fever. In the WNBA, you get to 5 team fouls in a quarter. You shoot 2 free throws. Harrison makes good on the first. And a chance to tie it here. This has been tight for the whole first half. Mentioned 7 lead changes, 10 ties. Largest lead for either team has been 7. Clark with the kick out to Samuelson. At the end of the quarter, knocks it down. Her third 3 of the half.
Big shot. Big shot kick. Such a key. And what they're doing every single possession.
Boston gets the first touch of the third quarter. Solid move for the last year's WNBA Rookie of the Year. Lindsay Allen, Kennedy Carter in the starting spot again here in the third quarter. The first time that they've started this year for the Chicago Sky. Backdoor cut from Mabry.
Mabry is continuing to move without the basketball. She really started out this game hot, and now I think she's starting to move a little bit more, and that activity is going to get her open looks.
She's got 10 points, the leading scorer for the Sky here so far. Clark, as we talked about, played the entire first quarter, had 7 points in that quarter, 9 points in the first half. Smith gets blocked, Boston misses everything. Carter in and out dribble, tries to back down Mitchell.
Might have got away with a walk there.
Reese to Mabry. Her first 3-pointer of the game, and she's got 13.
And you know when Mabry gets hot, she can get hot in a hurry if she gets those opportunities from distance.
Backdoor baseline cut. Mitchell gets it. The assist to Boston.
Yeah, that's a beautiful cut. I mean, if you're overplayed, that's what you've got to do, and Mitchell knew it, and she's so quick.
Kennedy Carter trying to find the seam and gets wrapped up. Mitchell helps her up.
Now, can Kennedy Carter continue to do that? She did a lot of that in the first quarter. She's got to keep doing that.
Thing with Carter, she had to sit out, had the 3 personal fouls in the first half. Now as a starter here today, Carter on the left side. Transition points here for the Sky. What a start to the third for Chicago.
Yeah, I think Carter creates a mismatch for almost every team in the league, but especially here against Indiana. They just can't stay with her.
Sky haven't missed a shot this quarter. Perfect 4 for 4. And they're outscoring the Fever 9-4. Clark's first look at the third. Marina Mabry, another one. Back to back.
And that's a miscue. You've got to be there on the catch with Mabry. She took games.
You saw the picture of Reese and Cardoso, the connection to high school. Camila played for Hamilton Heights Christian Academy in Tennessee. An Angel for St. Francis in Maryland. And a hook against Angel Reese, her second. And you see,
ideas. I mean, whoever's making these ideas, it's just she gets a lot of questions about her shoes.
Got the Barbie shoes, sporting the choker shoes here today. 4 seconds to shoot here for the Fever. Smith back into it. She's got 8 points in the game.
Yeah, she picked up those 3 quick fouls in the first half, but we didn't see her after that. So good to see her back on the floor.
Feed to Reese, backing down Smith, gets her own miss, puts it back. How about another time? It'll stay here. Chicago Sky basketball. Tiffany Blackman, what's the story behind these Joker shoes?
Oh yeah, I got up with her pregame. She told me she's got a different shoe guy. So he makes all these ideas up. She said she doesn't know what they're gonna be until he drops them off, sometimes at 5 a.m. in the morning. She said she's open to ideas from other people if they want to DM her.
Tiffany digging for the good stuff. I need a shoe guy.
I do too.
You got a shoe guy?
Does she ever say, I don't like these, I'm not wearing them today? I can't see her saying that.
Transition lock, Mitchell. The feed from Wallace. Now the Fever have responded after a good start by the Sky here in the third. Carter off the bounce, the blow by.
I think they're going to continue to go to Carter because that is what has been exposing the defense for Indiana. Laterally, they're just not staying with Carter one-on-one. And we heard Christy Sides talk about that with Tiffany at the half.
Lindsay Allen steps in the way of that pass, goes up against Caitlin Clark, but lets her go, misses the lay-in. Carter whistle for the foul against Clark. Ariana DeBose hosts the 77th annual Tone and will indeed check out Kennedy Carter.
Yeah, they don't want her to continue to stay in foul trouble low. When she's on the floor, Indiana can't stop her, so the fouls have been mounting for her and taking her off the floor.
Love that interaction between Teresa Weatherspoon talking to Kennedy Carter. They got to keep her in the game here somehow. In and out, squeezes out for Clark.
You're more used to be on the floor is probably what she said.
Reese can't get it. Clark with the basketball. 9 total points in the game. Steps it back from 3. Knocks it down. Caitlin Clark's second deep shot.
Nice job there, just creating her own shot off the dribble. Little step back, needs that space. She's calm, she's not getting flustered.
12 points in the game. Allen gets blocked. Fever looking for numbers. Clark to Wallace. Back to Clark, shovel pass, Boston.
Look at that. Multiple players touching the basketball, unselfish play. Clark demands so much attention, she makes the extra pass.
9-2 run for the Fever, and 2.5 and counting. Mabry has had the hot hand in the third quarter.
And she's finding her rhythm from all over the floor.
Clark penetrating. A quick 5 points.
Yeah, that's a good job, and she's being overplayed. And Clark's got good ball handling skills. She's able to take Lindsay Allen off the bounce there.
Reese going against Smith, who gets her. Smith with her second block. Into the corner for Wallace. Can't get the bounce. Aaliyah Boston challenges Cardoso, who picks up her second personal.
I notice a lot of this Indiana Fever run has been because they're getting defensive stops, and this is enabling them to run the basketball. Multiple players here touching the ball. Now Clark had a chance to probably take that shot, made the extra pass into Boston, just unselfish, and they're really getting to know each other. The chemistry is building. You can see it each game.
So 2024, including the Fever's own and reigning Honda Cup winner, Caitlin Clark. Find out if she can secure the title for her second year in a row on CBS Sports Network. Leah Boston also winning that award.
Very impressive.
You know, you translate, well, why is Caitlin Clark still up for a college award? That's how quickly the season changes. When you play your final game of your college career, you transition into your pro career in the WNBA.
Right, and you know, a lot of talk about the Olympics and her not making it. Now, listen, I would have loved to see her make it and have the experience, because you never know in terms of injuries if you're going to be able to. We mentioned that at the half, but you'd hope that she stays healthy if she can make it in 4 years. But on the flip side, she gets to rest. She gets a break, hasn't rested since college. You just said it. It's been a tough, grueling grind.
None of these rookies have Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, the other rookies who have made it into the WNBA here this year. That's just the way it goes year in and year out. Dana Evans taking the contact. A +1 coming.
And that's the way to run the floor here for Chicago, to get the opportunity. Evans has come in, and she is such a spark plug when she's coming off the bench. I like her coming off the bench.
She seems to be more comfortable today in that role. You know, she had 2 career starts coming into this year, where she had started the first 12 games as a starter for the Sky. She was up for 6th Player of the Year last year. I mentioned that she finished 3rd in the voting last season. Clark, hammer. 3 Sky players coming over.
Now the official is pointing to his head here, and I think they're going to look at this. To review it.
The foul, I believe, to Angel Reese. Yep, across the head, and they will go to the monitor to review this one.
Yeah, that's right.
Is being reviewed for possible upgrade to a playground.
I think it'll be upgraded here. The sole.
She gets one more.
That is a big play because you get the ball back as well.
With an F1, 2 free throws, and the ball out from the sideline. Clark to Smith. See some daylight into the lane. Can't finish it. Alyssa Smith averages about 11 points per game. She's at 8 here in the game. Harrison turns, draws the foul against Samuelson, her third.
And Harrison, who they're going to call it if you catch it and you take it and you're aggressive. We've seen that here.
What did the Sky losing without their starting center, Elizabeth Williams, out with a torn meniscus? She is going to have surgery. She was, at the time of the injury, 7th in the WNBA in terms of block shots, 5th in terms of offensive rebounds. And by the way, you can't replace the leadership, the calmness, the composure that she provides to some of the young players while playing on the court.
Yeah, she's a huge loss. And another post player that Teaspoon has in her pocket. It's incredible how many good posts she's got on this team.
Seven to shoot. Reese again with the bump against Clark.
Yeah, and that's consistent. That's the right call. It's a hand check. When you are dribbling, when you're dribbling face up, meaning front to the basket, they call the hand checks.
It's now 4 personal fouls. 3 coming this quarter for Angel Reese, who will take a seat. It's also the 5th team foul for the Chicago Sky. Some more free throws coming for Caitlin Clark when you get.
But a textbook hand check call there. It's not like when you have your back to the basket. When you're a post player, you can put the check out, but you can't there.
Time to take a look again at the upcoming WNBA national TV Eastern and Thursday, LA and New York. For more on these games, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. Clark is a perfect 4 for 4 from the free throw line, and just like that, she's accumulated 18 points. Inside 2 minutes left to play in the third quarter. And a traveling violation.
Yeah, it's good defensive possession there. And, Izzy Harrison just dragging that pivot foot a little bit because the Fever making them play a little faster than they want to that possession.
First turnover this quarter for Chicago.
It's been a fairly clean game, turnover-wise.
The Fever have gotten 11 points off turnovers in this game. Cardoso tips it away. I do think the Sky have handled the atmosphere really well.
They have.
Just, you feel these which could be huge momentum shifts for the Fever in a sellout building.
And they're responding.
Allen with the bump foul. Her first. Hall, only 10 free throw attempts this year, but she's been solid at the free throw line. Has only missed twice.
Hull, obviously a winner with Stanford. She's really done a good job with this team, finding her niche.
Allen steps in the passing lane, takes it in for the lay-in.
Good anticipation by Allen. You saw she's just reading eyes, reading passing lanes. You got to use the pass fakes a lot when she's around.
2-point game. Boston against Cardoso. Tosses it away. Back-to-back turnovers now for the Fever. A minute and some change left in the corner. Harrison in trouble. Walked with it again.
And she's saying that she's not walking, but she is dragging her pivot foot.
Well, 5 times this season, Angel Reese has gotten to 5 fouls. Hasn't fouled out in the game yet. Mabry in and out.
Close differential here between shot clock and game clock.
Pocket pass for Boston. Somehow gets rid of it to Hlau. Final few seconds of the quarter. Evans has Mabry. Clark breaks it up.
Good hands from Clark. Just preventing a potential 3-point play there to end the quarter.
6/10 left in the quarter. Evans from the sideline. Feeding Cardoso, puts it up. That could have been quite the play to end the quarter.
Yeah, not quite enough mustard on the pass.
Starters here today, and it'll be those 5 starters who open up the 4th quarter for the Chicago Sky. Same 5 starters for the Fever to open up the 4th as well. Reese having a tough time with Smith. Angel Reese in the 3rd, no points. Missed all 4 of her shots and picked up the 3 personals. Hall penetrates left side. Had a straightaway lane to the bucket.
Yeah, and that's going to happen for Hall. Hall is somebody that's going to really benefit from the smothering of Kingland and Boston. She's going to find some openings.
Mabry was fantastic in the 3rd quarter for the Sky. Had 10 points and didn't miss a shot, but she misses her first shot of the 4th. Reese with another rebound. And 1 point off of her 6th straight double-double. She's got 12 rebounds to go with her 9 points today. Jab step against Smith. Can't get it.
She's having some trouble on Smith. Smith just bodying and maintaining position. And see, that's what you're going to see happen.
On the money pass, Clark to Boston.
And you see Indiana is in attack mode. They want to try to get it inside.
Clark's got 6 assists to go with her 18 points. Pass deflected by Clark. Carter chases it down, floats it in and out. And Reese, and loose ball foul. Reese might have just picked up her 5th. She did. It's the first team foul of the quarter. We go back to look at it.
You see Reese here and Smith. They've been battling and
Cardoso tips it away. Boston turns and faces Mitchell. 3-pointer on the way. Carter takes the contact, count the bucket.
anytime she's been on the floor, the only reason she hasn't been on the floor at times is from the defensive side of the basketball.
First start of the season, Carter, 17 points that she's put up. Angel Reese back on the bench. Question is, how long do you keep her there? 7.5 to play in the quarter. Fever with a 72-69 lead. Mitchell no looks it to Smith. Cardoso came down on it, and another foul.
And that time Cardoso didn't stay straight up. She came down. Anytime the arms come down, this is going to be a call, whether you get her or not. See how she moves her arms down rather than keeping them vertical.
She had missed the beginning of the season with a shoulder injury. Smith knocks in the first.
And she's got some kind of sleeve on there that she's trying to get used to as well, which Teaspoon said that, as well as the conditioning, has been a factor.
So this is the 13th game for the Sky, but just the 7th game for Cardoso. And Smith in double figures. 4 Fever players in double figures. They close it out on Mabry. giving her anything on the penetration. 7 to shoot. Cardoso tried the post feed. 4 to shoot. Mabry has to put it up. Nothing but net.
Mabry's the one you want with the ball in her hands at the end of the shot clock.
20 points for Marina Mabry. 12 coming this half. Smith takes the contact against Harrison and deflects. She's been tough.
I remember when Smith was on this team, and there was a lot expected of her as the upcoming star. Let's not forget that. She is such a dynamic scorer. Been assertive this quarter.
Second personal to Harrison. Third team foul for the Sky in this quarter. All with Angel Reese on the bench, sitting with 5 personal fouls. Again, the clock is ticking. Allen nearly loses it. Carter comes up with it, whips the pass to Mabry. Gets the friendly bounce.
Mabry is so efficient. When she puts it up, you think it's going in. And most of the time it is. Good hustle from Chicago there. They have really stayed in this game. Just when you think Indiana was going to pull away.
It'll head back Chicago Sky basketball with Marina Mabry, 22 points. Tiffany Blackman has really come alive here today.
She really has. You guys mentioned her efficiency. Well, she told me in the offseason she worked on really self-creating, that she would practice countdowns in her head, challenging herself, starting with 10 seconds on the clock and figuring out where to go. She said it has helped her tremendously in her game and trusting her one-on-one abilities too and being able to hit shots, guys.
Good stuff.
She's needed a game like this. Her last 4, shooting 29% from 3, gets blocked by Clark.
And you know what's tough is that she was really their only shooter. Samuelson.
Clark's got 14 blocks in her WNBA career, and it ends with a Boston bucket. Momentum on the side of the home team. Hand off to Carter. Trying to find daylight. And Smith with another rebound. 13 points, 7 rebounds for Nalissa Smith.
Now expect to see them go at Reese. Get it to Nalissa Smith here.
Clark, no points this quarter, but she does have 2 assists. Smith up against Reese. They're going to test her. They go right at her.
Yeah, she can't cover her the way that she would typically cover her.
Did a great job staying straight up.
Really nice defensive play there.
Remember, she hasn't fouled out of a game in her WNBA career yet. And a foul on the floor. It's going to go against Smith. That's her 4th. Did a great job in not picking up that 4th foul after picking up those 3 quickies right in the first half.
Within like
25 seconds.
25 even, look at that.
16 seconds on the shot clock. Evans, 4-3, knocks it down. She has come alive off the bench.
Wow, that was pretty deep and not an easy shot. She just pulled up with confidence.
12 points for Evans and 3 of 4 from 3. She is savoring this spot as a super sub here today. 6 to shoot. Mitchell driving, gets it to drop.
Yeah, that's what Kelsey Mitchell has been able to do throughout this game. She finds a way to get into the teeth of the defense.
Just about at her average now. She's at 16 points. Evans once again can't get it. Fighting for the loose ball. Fever come down with it. Clark up ahead to Mitchell. Tough pass to handle.
Just a little bit of a forced pass.
Mabry in and out. Tight rims for the Sky. So 2 of the rookies we have our eyes on. Clark and Reese scoreless. Both of them scoreless this quarter. Clark penetrating, finding Boston. All kinds of traffic. Mabry on the move. Here's Carter. So good in the fast break. And a foul on the shot.
Yeah, that last play, you don't want to...
Fever are kind of evening that up in that category.
Close the gap. I think that's been really pivotal because the Sky were out rebounding Indiana in the first half by a landslide. So a good job from Indiana, just rebounding better.
Reese feeding Carter, who gets knocked in the face by Mitchell, her third.
Caitlin Clark has let the game come to her today. She hasn't been forcing things, and this is not an easy shot going to her left. And you see how excited she is to make that shot. The crowd is going. You said it, she was in a bit of a drought there.
Both teams in the bonus. Next team foul will send them to the free throw line. And a blocking foul against the Fever. Cardoso learning on the job. Teresa Weatherspoon talking to us about her conditioning from the first game when she debuted on this floor on June 1st. Getting a feel for what this play is like, what the pro level is like, and an emphasis on trying to get her the basketball today.
Yeah, they said she's going to get the ball. And she draws attention, and she's really good at passing out of that attention.
Out of the turnover, here comes Evans. Sky looking to make a push and a comeback. Cardoso, there's your touch, and there's your bucket.
And that came from Reese, you notice at the top of the key, where she had a really nice angle, used the bounce pass, which was the perfect placement of the pass into Cardoso.
A double-double for Cardoso, 10 points, 10 rebounds. And a career high in rebounds, her first career double-double of her WNBA career. Smith whistled for the no. Caitlin Clark with a push-off. 5 turnovers in this quarter. Mabry penetrating off the glass. Mitchell. Clark being defended by Carter. Post feed. Boston. Oh, beats the clock. Wow. Boston with the big bucket. The shot clock sat at 0. Here comes Reese, splitting the difference. Equally of a tough shot. Her first points of the second half.
Wow, what a sequence of plays here, Lisa. Some toughness we're seeing in the lane.
Boston again. Gets her own miss. Someone forgot about Smith. Someone forgot about Smith. The Fever make the Sky pay.
For offense to advance it.
Do the Sky need a 3 here?
I say if you have it, you take it. If you're a three-point shooter, you take it, but you can take a 2 here and then foul immediately. It doesn't have to be. But you gotta move.
Mabry takes the 3 short. And Clark with another rebound. 21 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, and Dana Evans is forced to stop the clock with 18.7 seconds. Fever in the bonus. Clark will get 2 free throws.
I mean, I understand why they took the 3. I mean, Mabry's a great shooter. She had some sort of window there. Couldn't knock it down. And Clark has come up with some big free throws here.
Timeout Chicago. This will be the reset timeout. And it allows Chicago to advance the basketball, I believe. We'll check here. Eric Bruton was making the signal as the reset timeout. It looks like they want to. It will be a full timeout now.
At the line.
Mabry is their best three-point shooter, though Dana Evans has stepped up to hit 3 of them here today. Evans took a peek. She'll pull. Not there. The tip, loose ball. Mitchell has it. Mitchell chases it down, and Cardoso has to foul. 5 fouls on Cardoso. And this Fever team and the Fever fans can feel it.
And Chicago just could not quite get a good enough look from distance. And Indiana's been able to get the rebounds off of those situations, the long shots, long rebounds, when they've needed it here. But again, the second half of the rebounding battle has been a lot better on Indiana's side.
So looking to ice it. 16 points for her, right about at her average for the season. Eight-point game, 7 seconds to play. The Sky will just inbound it. Dana Evans will dribble it out. Well, 2 meetings down between the Sky and the Fever this year, and the Fever have taken both of them. A 1-point victory on June 1st and winning 91-83 today for Julianne.
Thui ga à? Kho lửa luôn. Kho.
Nhân lại để cho em thêm một cái bếp ga nữa chứ.
Nước giảm vào.
Chứ có một bếp thì chiều không kịp làm đâu bởi vì nữa này.
Bếp hả? Đó.
Đây là bếp nữa.
Bếp 2 bếp nữa cũng được.
Một cái đâu rồi.
Bây giờ nước. Đây là không.
Con chơi cái mù nhá, cho mẹ làm nhá. Ui, cô ăn cơm đi để thằng Tôm nó chơi với nó. Cho với Tôm.
Còn 2 thằng sinh đôi nữa.
Đây 3 chai.
Bà đấy, 3 thằng đấy.
Không ăn trưa nó tụt tụt đấy.
Đúng rồi.
Alo.